Two major names in design. One classic, one challenger. Which one really delivers? On the left, Adobe Illustrator, the industry standard vector powerhouse. And on the right, Sketch, UI/UX design made simple. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. Okay, here's our mind map, just so we're all on the same page. We'll be rating both tools across 6 categories: pricing, features and tools, UI/UX design, ease of use, integration, and export and workflow. Simple, right? Let's jump in. So first up, let's talk about pricing. Adobe Illustrator, man, it's part of that whole Adobe Creative Cloud world. Constant updates, all that good stuff. But you're going to be dropping $21 a month, every month, forever. That's a lot if you're not using the other Adobe apps, right? Definitely feels a pinch for just one tool. Now, Sketch is totally different. You pay a one-time fee, about $120, and you're set for a year of updates. I mean, that feels pretty sweet, especially if you're tired of subscriptions. But after your first year, if you want new features, you do have to pay for updates. Oh, and a big catch, it runs only on Mac. That right there kind of limits your options if you're on Windows. Still, Sketch totally wins on price. Moving to features and tools, guys, Illustrator is kind of legendary here. It has this monster suite, like custom brushes, mesh tools, seriously, advanced stuff. The pen tool is, I'd say, almost iconic at this point. But let's be real, it can get overwhelming real quick. Sometimes it's so packed that even simple UI stuff feels unnecessarily complex. Switching over to Sketch, things get way cleaner. The tools here are super focused on UI/UX, so if that's literally your entire job, you'll love it. You've got built-in prototyping, workflows feel snappy. But if you want to do any fancy illustration or vector art, it's kinda out of its league. So yeah, Illustrator takes the win on features. Hard to argue with that kind of depth. Now, let's talk UI/UX design, which is honestly where Sketch shines hardest. Okay, so Illustrator, don't get me wrong, it gives you powerful vector tools, and it's still an industry standard, especially for print. But you kind of have to juggle between multiple files if you're building app screens, and all those print-focused features, they can totally get in the way. Sketch, on the other hand, is like born for UI/UX. There's a single canvas, so you're not jumping between files, symbols and smart layouts, built-in prototyping, even CSS integration. For web designers, that's just a chef's kiss. You do need a Mac though, and honestly, it's not built for much else. But for UI/UX, Sketch is king and snags the win. Oh, and here's something cool I bet you didn't know. Sketch was literally created because all the other tools out there were getting way too complicated for UI design. Somebody saw the struggle and thought, let's build something simple. How cool is that? Let's talk about ease of use now. Illustrator. If you've been living in the Adobe ecosystem, things will seem familiar. Tons of tutorials out there. But hear me out. The learning curve is real. That interface can be intimidating, especially for newbies. Sketch, it's like the interface is made for speed. Clean, intuitive, and honestly, less is more here. For UI stuff, you'll find yourself flying through tasks. Plus those drag and drop exports, so simple. The only thing? Some tools are kind of hidden, and the default toolbar looks almost minimalistic. But compared to wrestling with Illustrator, Sketch definitely wins here. All right, now integration. Illustrator is, well, part of Adobe's big happy family. Photoshop, InDesign, Creative Cloud, all play nicely together. It doesn't matter if you're on Mac or PC, cross-platform compatibility is all set. But to use all those integration features, you kinda need all the other Adobe apps. Sketch, meanwhile, builds out a plugin ecosystem that's pretty cool. And for devs, quick CSS exports are clutch. Problem is, it's a standalone. No photo editing, no deep integration with other design apps, and yeah, still Mac only. So, winner's pretty clear. Illustrator takes it. Last up, export and workflow. Illustrator, as you'd expect, gives you a bunch of file formats, all that print-ready goodness. But exporting stuff can feel complicated. And if your project has multiple screens, well, you're dealing with multiple files. Sketch keeps it absurdly simple. Drag and drop, autosave versions, one canvas for the whole project, and even developer handoff tools. Seriously, it's like made for fast, clean UI delivery. If you want pro print formats, Sketch won't have them all, but for app and web work, Sketch is the easy winner. Looking at the radar chart, you'll spot that Illustrator absolutely dominates on advanced features and integration, while Sketch consistently pulls ahead on value, UI/UX, export, and just overall speed. There's a clear split in their strengths. It's really about what you want. So here's the deal. Go for Illustrator if you're aiming for epic graphic design, illustration, or you need that smooth Creative Cloud flow. But if your world is UI/UX, web, or app design, and you want things fast, simple, straightforward, Sketch all the way. Choose what fits your workflow. Ready to make the leap? Think about your own projects first. Seriously, what do you need in a design tool? That'll lead you to the right